Hey everyone, it is the crazy haired fake ginger Sam for Monday's video, and this week's theme was brought to you by Chelsea, and we're going the opposite way. My teeth always look lighter on the webcam even though they're really not, like really not. So anyways, this week's theme is books. Let's talk about books. So here I'm going to answer the questions. First question is, crap. Hold on. Okay. Favorite book. My favorite book is called Something Like Summer. I might have mentioned it on here before. I probably have, but I got it out just in case. Yeah, I went all the way to the bookshelf. I got the goddamn book. So here it is. By J. Bell. It is backwards on the Mac, but it is a gay romance novel, and yeah, I read it a couple years. I think I got it a couple years. It might have been last summer or maybe the summer before that. To be honest, I don't even know. But I read it twice and I just love it so much. So yeah. Favorite author? Well, it's a little biased, but I'm gonna go with Chris Colfer. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like J. Bell. I've only read one of his books, but I love Chris Colfer, so I'm just gonna go with Chris. Favorite genre. I don't really read many books, but the one that I liked the most obviously was the gay romance. I really love the stories centered around gay or lesbian characters. I love movies like that. I watch a lot of those movies, not porn, but like, you know, romance and dramas and stuff. Also, when it even comes to my fan fiction, I love just reading the gay characters, and I don't know, it's something interesting. It shouldn't make a difference what their sexuality is, but when it's two girls or two guys, it's just much more interesting to me. So I mean, it's not to say I don't read stories with characters that aren't gay, like Land of Stories and How Gay Characters, or The Hunger Games, you know, like that. It's just, those are the things that I love the most more, is reading like Something Like Summer, where I read it because it was a gay romance, not just happened to have a gay character in it, you know? So there's that. Are you an avid reader? No, I never read ever, except for fan fiction, which is weird because I read like 4 or 5 stories a day of fan fiction, but when it comes to real books, I can't get into very many. Maybe it's because I don't have emotional attachment like I do with Kurt, Blaine, or Sebastian, but you know, maybe that's it, I think. So, I don't know. What do you like and not like about reading? I like the imagination. I like picturing things. When I read like fan fiction, I picture like the Daltons' dorm room the certain way, even though we never seen it obviously, or Kurt's bedroom in a different way, or Kurt's house, or Blaine's house that we've never seen. But in like a book as well, like with Something Like Summer, I picture a certain house of what it looks like and what these two characters look like. Well, I don't really imagine one of the characters. I can't really imagine the other character, because the main character, Ben, in that story, he's like the point of view sort of. So, or kind of, you know, focusing on him. So I can't really picture him because I feel like I'm being him at the moment. That doesn't make any sense. But with Tim, I can picture him. I can picture what he looks like. So I like that. What I don't like about it is that I don't know what they look like, opposed to a movie. Like, let's say The Hunger Games, I read the book before I saw the movie. So I didn't know every single detail, what everything was going to look like. But in the movie, I was a bit disappointed because I expected it to look like this certain way and it was different, and it wasn't as much detail as it was in the book. So that's, you know, that kind of thing. Worst book you ever read? I think anything that I read in school, like English class. I hated English class. I hated reading those goddamn books. I think 1984 was pretty boring. I kind of skipped most near the end. I mean, I like the dystopian world kind of stuff, but it's just like, I don't know, I couldn't get into it. Or The Crucible was kind of boring. Well, it was alright, but, or the Iliad, like those kind of old things, I just don't really, the Bible, I don't know, it's not the worst book, I just don't really read many books to judge a horrible book, because I can't give my opinion. I guess I would say 50 Shades of Grey, even though I never read it. If you could have any book made into a movie that hasn't been already, what book would you choose? I would probably say The Land of Stories, just so I could see Chris's story come to life. I'd really love to see certain characters like you can see them as actors and not just in the book, because I love what I love about the Land of Stories. It's based on other fairy tales, all their fairy tales coming together as one story. Like, you already know what Snow White looks like, or Cinderella, or Sleeping Beauty, or Rapunzel and whatnot, but there's other characters that we never saw, and I really want to know what they look like, opposed to what the illustrations are just in the book. But also I heard something like Summer is going to be made into a movie, but it's such a small, independent kind of book that it's going to take a very long time for them to even think about doing a movie, because it costs a lot of money and it's not a big thing. So, but yeah, I would definitely say the Land of Stories. I just want to see Chris and other things, and I think that'd be just so wonderful. I love fairy tales, so I'd be fangirling out if that came to life. It'd be so awesome. And I wish that Diana was in there too, because she'd be a perfect princess, as well as Naya. All of them, actually, just all of them. Maybe like Darren as one of the charmings. Blah, blah, blah. Favorite movie adaptation of a book. I've only seen The Hunger Games. That probably came as a movie. I never read Harry Potter, so I mean I read like this much of the first one, like barely even like paragraph in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I do want to read The Perks of Being a Wallflower, because that movie looks really good, but I never read it. I have seen the movie Speak, and I've read the book Speak, so I do like that story too. That was really sad, and I still always have thoughts about that book, even though it was years and years ago. I was like in middle school when I read that. Yeah, but so other thoughts on books and reading. I do want to read more books. I had a summer reading list. I was going to finish Mockingjay, and I was going to start The Fault in Our Stars, but I never did it either. I took both books to Florida with me. On the way down there I didn't read them. On the way, during my trip I didn't read them. Like on the beach or nothing, I didn't read them. On the way back I never read them. I'm just not a book reader, and I had no interest in it, so. But I would love to read more. I really want Chris's second book to come out, because I love Land Stories. I finished it in like 2-3 days. Yeah, maybe that's just me being a biased Colfer fan, but I really wanted to get into the Dexter books, because I have 4 of the 5 or 6 or whatever that are out. But I love the show. I can't get into the books. I don't know, books are just, I don't know, they're really not for me. Although I do love to read, but not books. I guess it's just, I'm weird. But I suggest all of you to read something like Summer, because it's really, really, really good, and it even has some action in there. Yeah. This is before I even read smut, so I was just like a newbie. But it's awesome. So I will talk to you guys later. Stay tuned for Josh tomorrow, and I will see you next week for Braxton's theme. Alright,